Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 153 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. Whoa, Nelly, does the B-Man have a problem? Let's set the scene. This past weekend, Sunday to be exact, afternoon, lovely, hot, overcast, mid-80s, no rain. My friend, I won't say his name because he's a real person, and real people sometimes do not like their real identity being announced in this project that is Verbal Graffiti. Anyways, he's a real person, a dear friend of mine, grew up with him, been friends since elementary school. I've been through all the wars together. He's seen me naked. So, hey, if you see me naked, I consider you a friend. And he's seen me naked a lot, as have most of my friends a lot. So anyways, I go to his house. He's having a birthday party for his 3-year-old girl, a lovely young toddler, all healthy, all good. I do not bring a present. The B-Man, I do not bring presents to my friends' children's birthday parties because I don't have kids. I don't foresee myself having children anywhere in the near future. So that present is not going to be returned to me with my kids. So I just don't. Does that make me a terrible adult person, human being? Go ahead, call me a terrible, immoral being. But hey, look at this. Look what a 3-year-old appreciate the type of present that the B-Man gives to his loved ones, to his family and friends? Probably not. She probably wouldn't even know what the present is. She doesn't really even know my name. So I'm not going to waste $25 at Walmart to get a 3-year-old a present she's not going to appreciate. And she's probably on the screen anyway. Isn't that where all the kids are? That's not the problem the B-Man had. I'm just saying the scene. So we're there. He has a pool. He's got the blow up inflatable with the slip and slide. Love it. Everyone's having a fun time. I have maybe 2 or 3 high noons pineapple because the B-Man, I'm a boss. I ain't doing black cherry. I'm doing pineapple. If there ain't no pineapple high noon or seltzer, I'll have a beer, please. I'll have a beer, please, or a whiskey. Did not have a whiskey, so I had to drive home. So I have 2 or 3 high noons over the course of a few hours. After the cake, or they blow out the cakes, or sorry, the candle, the three candle on the cake, I skedaddle. Me and my other friend, we leave, and I go home. And it's Sunday evening at that point, and I decide, you know what? It's the middle of summer. It's still light out. It's not going to get dark till near 9 o'clock. I pour myself a little, tequila? Pour myself a little tequila. I'll get myself just enough of a buzz where I'm going to feel it a Monday morning at work, but I'm not going to be decapitated by the amount of tequila I had. Sometimes I win with that, sometimes I lose. I was in the middle with this one. So I had a tequila, and I might have had a second one. But this is my problem. A long preamble, get to the problem. I drink in eBay, and that is becoming detrimental to my life. I don't really know how to correct it. There needs to be an app that when you open up your phone, that the phone can recognize that you're inebriated, so that app prevents you from going on eBay and Amazon and spending all the money that you may or may not have. Because this is what I did. I went on eBay, and as you all know, I love baseball cards. A few weeks ago, I bought this Derek Jeter card. It's a 1999 Fleer insert. You probably don't know what the fuck that is, but it's Diamond Magic. Jeter kind of pops out a little bit on it. Derek Jeter, the captain, number 2, 5-time World Series champion. But I bought this card. I think it was under $10. Is that crazy to you? It's not crazy to me. $10. I enjoy. Good dot. $10. That doesn't break me. What I did on Sunday night is there's a Jeter card from the 90s that I just was made aware of a couple weeks ago. It's a SPX, but it's a 1 of 1, meaning there's only one of that card in existence. This one, there's hundreds, maybe thousands of them. That's why it's only $10. But this 1 of 1 Like they can just wow, there's only one in this card. If I win this card, if I get it, like I'm the only one of all the Jeter Yankee collectors who has this card. So I put in a bid of $1,100. I do not spend $1,100 on baseball cards. That would break me. And then an hour later, I kept looking at the card. And then I put in a bid of $1,800. I was the lead bidder at $1,100. And I outbid myself by $700. I'm like an NBA owner. Says, well, what's another $10 million? So I put in a bid of $1,800. I should not have had that tequila. I woke up Monday morning thinking, wait, how much money did I bid on that card? $1,800. I don't have $1,800 to be spending on baseball cards. I have $10. I can do $10 cards. And $1,800, like that's my rent. That's my rent money for the next month. So now I put myself in this precarious position where I want to lose an eBay auction. Like I am the lead bidder. And now for the next day and a half, I'm just watching eBay every 10 minutes, hoping somebody else puts in another bid. And the top bid at that point, I think was like $994. B-Man. I'm not really sure what my eBay name title is, but I'm the lead bidder. And I'm the lead bidder for the next over $1,000, whoever goes over that. So it gave me so much anxiety because I don't have that kind of money. Like, I don't have that kind of money, that kind of capital to be blowing on a 2.5 by 3 inch piece of cardboard. All because I drank and went on eBay. And so I'm watching, a day and a half goes by. The bid ends on Wednesday night. Thankfully, someone bid more than $1,800, but it took 2 days. So for 2 days, I gave myself this anxiety that I was going to have to pay $1,800 for a baseball card, $1,800 that I do not have to pay. Like I don't have that kind of capital. I don't have that money. Like I'd have to dip into my 401k to pay for this baseball card. But thankfully, I got outbid. But I gave myself self-induced anxiety for 48 hours because I drank and went on eBay looking at baseball cards. That is a problem. That is a problem that I need to correct. I'm not going to delete eBay, the app for my phone, but I should. That card ended up selling for like $3,900. And that, if you don't know anything about baseball cards, the real high-end, low scarcity cards, they sell for thousands and sometimes tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I don't swim in those waters. I swim in under $100 for the most part. So that is, I got a problem. And it needs to be corrected because that could spiral. That's a few more of those mistakes, and I could end up sucking dick in an alley somewhere, a very dirty alley with syringes that have already been used, and I don't want to be there. I want to be here, talking to nobody on the internet. So I just need to continue buying $10 Derek Jeter cards, not 4,000 Derek Jeter cards. Sorry, upward, downward, and backwards. Let's keep it moving. Keeping the theme going here. This comes from the subreddit Shopping Addiction. Is my fly up? Okay, yes it is. Almost bought a ukulele. I have not been there. I had an impulse to buy a ukulele. Spent hours searching for the perfect one. $350 tenure mahogany. Do I know how to play? No. Do I still have unpaid bills? Yes. After hours of searching for the perfect ukulele and staring at that purchase button, I knew it was a horrible idea. So I cried and I journaled about it. Maybe the B-Man should do that. Something happened at work that made me want an instant mood lift. Thing is, everything is okay. Actually, better than previous roles. But I'm hypersensitive to every little thing because of past experiences and need something to make me feel okay. My financial situation stresses me out though, which is great because the past few years I couldn't even think straight to allow it to stress me out. So all this endless rambling to say I held myself accountable, my debt stress did not allow me to make a silly purchase, and I'm finding other ways to deal with my issues. It is all becoming a bit too much to handle. I do need a break. Thanks for this space. You are welcome, shoppingaholic. Would have been nice though, right? Like would have been nice to have a nice mahogany ukulele in your possession to play outside in a hot 85-degree semi-humid afternoon underneath your oak tree. String some tunes as cars drive by and wave at you and show off that impulse purchase that you could have made. Well, what could have been? Well, man, it would have been fun. You gotta admit, it would have been fun to have the best ukulele there is. And I know you probably don't know the difference between an A chord and a D chord, nor does the B man. But hey, I like how your mind works. I'm happy for you. Like myself. Actually, no, it's not, because I actually tried to make a purchase. I just got outbid, thankfully. But unlike me, you were able to control your urge. So that's progress. So I'm happy for you. A tip of my penis to you, and you're able to control your impulses. The B man, not so much. I need to work on that. I need to get to your level. But I do like how your mind works. In that you know nothing about ukuleles. You probably know nothing about music. Like I just said, you probably can't tell the difference between an A chord and an E chord and all the different ways you could play a guitar ukulele. But that doesn't stop you from wanting the best that's a tough word. Ukulele there is. That's what I like about you. That you think, oh, I want to buy a ukulele. You're not the type of babe who goes to Party City and buys a plastic one. No. You go out, you do the research, and you find the best ukulele there is to be had on the internet that would make any fat Hawaiian in those islands jealous of your ukulele. You want the big boy, the one made out of mahogany. Like, better to have that collecting dust in the corner of your bedroom than some dinky, rinky keyboard that's made out of plastic that you bought off eBay or wherever. Like, I like your mind. I like the way your mind's. There are too many shoppingaholics among us in society that are cheap. Like, there's nothing worse than a shopaholic that buys like off-brand purses and brags about all the clothing and the dresses that they got at Kohl's with their Kohl's dollars, and they brag about and they go thrift shopping. Fuck that. Fuck all that. If you're going to be a shopaholic, buy name brands. Buy top line whatever it is you're getting, purses, dresses, shoes, mahogany, ukuleles, whatever it is, get the best. Get the vintage Rolexes that maintain their value. Get the mahogany ukulele. Get the Louis Vuitton handbag. Get the best of the best. Get the designer brands that everybody knows about. Enough of these knockoff purses that all you shopaholics out there are buying. Stop buying those $10 stupid baseball cards. Buy the $4,000 baseball cards. That's what I like about your mind, is that you're going, you are the beautiful combination of a shopaholic with expensive taste. Those two together make magic. make magic, like diamond magic, like this card. That you're buying stuff that's impressive, and that's what I like about you. And you also did research. So although you didn't buy this ukulele, which would have been fun to have a luau end of summer with your family and friends, have a party with this new ukulele that you possess but you don't possess, that you're a more well-rounded individual because of this non-incident. Right? You didn't buy the ukulele, but now you know a fuck ton about ukuleles that the common man, the NPC, the normie, like the B-man is and everybody else, like you know so much about ukuleles that anytime you go to a dinner party or whatever kind of event and somehow the conversation and music comes up, you can impart your knowledge on ukuleles. And I guarantee you, everybody's going to be impressed. Like, as soon as you leave the party early, everyone's going to say, dude, did you see that bitch? Like, did you see how much she knows about ukuleles? And everyone else will be like, yeah, I know. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know. I thought they were midget guitars. I didn't know they're like the wood and the strings and all that. They're going to be so impressed. So don't be surprised if you get invited to more trivia nights at bars, because when people find out that you know all this random information about ukuleles, like they're going to designate you as, oh, that's a good trivia partner right there. Like she knows random information about random instruments. Like we could win trivia night because of you. So like you're a better person today than you were before that you had this urge, and you are an expert now on ukuleles. Like let's call a spade a spade. This was explained to me maybe last year. When we hear the term expert, all we think about is, oh, wow, expert. Like you have a PhD. You've been studying this for 20 years. To be an expert, really, all you got to do is read a couple studies, read a couple books, listen to a few podcasts, and then you know more about whatever the topic is than 95% of the human population. And you now know more about ukuleles than everybody but those fat Polynesian men strumming underneath a palm tree in a beautiful tropical island. So this is a win-win. You're win-win chicken dinner. You have $350 still in your bank account, and you know everything there is about ukuleles without actually having to purchase one. So I'm happy for you. I'm happy, and I'm happy I did not get that Derek Jeter card. I was way out of my price range. Let's go look at some photos. Episode 153, segment 2. I had so much fun last Thursday. Thank you to Josh, who's a comedian and also a promoter. He put on a show in Hamden, Connecticut at this Mexican restaurant. I do not remember the name of it because I have a terrible memory with names. It was fun. It was such a fun show. It was Josh's birthday, so he was giving everybody in the audience, and there were probably, I don't know, 40 people there to see the show. And it seems like they all came to see the show because it was Josh's birthday. So he invited a lot of his friends, and his girlfriend works at the restaurant, and her girlfriend's family, they owns the restaurant. So her entire family and relatives work there. So it was very homely atmosphere. And he was giving out tequila shots. And he had a tray. And he said, hey, tip $1 and you're allowed to take a tequila shot. So everybody was doing tequila shots, and I didn't get paid to do the show. Just 2 drink tickets. I just had 1 Modelo, no tequila, because I had to drive home and work on this project. But it was so, the crowd was engaged. They were laughing. And then Josh's girlfriend in the middle of the show brought out a birthday cake with a sparkler, like firework thing that went off. It was very pedophile inducing, and I mean that in a non-creepy way. It's just, hey, if you're handing out birthday cake and shots of tequila, it's like, it seems, I'm sure there are a few pedophiles in our history that have probably done that. I don't think Josh or his girlfriend or anybody involved in that operation last Thursday were involved in pedophilia or child abduction. It was a comment I made while I was on stage. It got a good giggle. But man, every comic was just slaying, consistent laughs. The vibes, the mood was high. And I'll say this about Josh's babe, his girlfriend. I'm not sure if she's Mexican, but she's something not white. Right? And is that racist to be, man? To identify a babe as not white? Probably is. But I got a little racism in me. But it's fun racism. So go with it. But that's how I would describe Josh's girlfriend. She's fun. I've seen her at other shows. She's just short, plump. Like, she's chubby, but like, it's a fun chubby. And she always has this great smile, great laugh. And she wears a lot of makeup. So she kind of looks like a whore. But it's not like thick makeup. It's just kind of, her eyeshadow is kind of like, it goes beyond her eye and underneath her eye. And I really don't know anything about makeup, but it's like post lovemaking makeup where it gets on, but it's a little all over the place. It's kind of goofy looking, but it's very, I would love to throat fuck her. Really, like, I'm not going to, because she has a man and I'm happy for them. But she's the type of babe where, like, I just envision like she'd enjoy getting throat fucked and she'd giggle about it afterwards. So hopefully, Josh, they do that together. But that's my thought about her. But the show itself, it was so, I think I get on stage and I'm second to last. I'm the feature act. I'm doing about 15 minutes and it's this Mexican restaurant and everyone's doing tequila and Modelo and Corona. And in the back, there's spray paint saying fuck ice. So I go on stage looking like I do and I go, hey, I'm not a comic. I work with ice and I'm here to shut this place down. And I think the audience thought I was serious at first. So the first couple of minutes, I really dug a hole with the audience, which I'm an oddball. I'm a cheeseball. I enjoy that sometimes to see if I could get out of it, but it was kind of tough. The very beginning, but I got back, got into it, pow, 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 had such a, they were into it. I was into it. A lot of crowd work. Some of my older bits that I know hit. It's just one of those nights driving home, mid-July night, Thursday, window down, humid out. I took my shirt off in the car ride home because it was hot and humid, and I let all the babes know, I mean business. So it's just one of those nights where it's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm living the life. I might not be successful, but doing what I love and getting a free drink to do so, I'm living. B-Man is living. And so are all those people that were there, too. So it was just fun. Fun seeing people out, enjoying live entertainment, not scrolling on their phone, eating birthday cake, having tequila, watching some local comics. What's better than that? Throw fucking Josh's girlfriend? I'm not. I will not. I don't even know the bitch's name. And I say bitch endearingly. I should call her a babe. All right, moving along. Only fans reviews. Review. Ali Maria, 1990. If you're searching for an OnlyFans creator who truly delivers, don't sleep on Ali Maria, 1990. She's a stunning Mexican beauty with a magnetic presence, known for her seductive charm and fiery personality. Her page is a treasure trove of steamy lingerie shoots, all tastefully created to keep you hooked. And it gets even better. She drops fresh content weekly, including wild squirt videos that seriously turn up the heat. What makes her stand out is how down-to-earth and real she is. Not constant upselling, no pressure to tip for attention. She engages because she enjoys it. With tons of photos and videos available, plus the option to make personal requests, you're getting top-tier experience without overpaying. Honestly, she's among the top creators on the platform. Once you subscribe, there's a good chance you'll become a long-term fan. Fire emoji. I mean, this review it made my heart skip a beat. I won't lie about that. It was almost, no, it is too, it's too, I'm dubious of this review being a review from an actual fan of Al Maria 1990's account. It's too uplifting. It's too encouraging. It's too well structured, where it has the B-man thinking that maybe Ali Maria 1990 wrote this post. Because I do know when you read when you read the inside of a binder in a book, or you go to a website, or you read an article, it has the short blurb about the writer or the author or the artist. Usually it's the artist who's writing that short blurb about him or herself and pretending that it's someone else who wrote it. It's certainly all mine. I write them, but you do it in she's not. I'm not gonna call out Ali Maria 1990 for doing so, because we all do that as creators on the internet. But damn, I hope it is. Let's play along. Let's be naive. All right, let's be optimistic and say this review is from a real fan of Ali Maria 1990. Have you ever read a better review? I have not. I want to reach out to Ali Maria 1990 and show her this review, because this guy, this John, who wrote this review or typed this review on Reddit, I sincerely hope that if Alia Maria 1990 ever sees this, that she gives this John a free subscription for the next year, because he deserves it, right? And if I was Ali Maria 1990, I'd even go a bit further. I'd offer to throat fuck this guy off camera. That's how magnificent this review would make me feel if I was Ali Maria 1990, because so many of these OF creators, and yes, I'm saying OF and not the full name, so I get more views on YouTube. Yes, the B-man, I am selling out a bit, but these OF creators, they get so much hate. They get called whores, 304s. They're the ones who everyone blames Western decadence on. The downfall of society is because of these OF creators, and they're breaking up relationships, and guys aren't going out, and they're staying home and gooning to their OF accounts, and how it's just there's no marriages. The decline in childbirth is because of OF. And all these creators, these lovely creators, these artists online that are sewing their cooch for online coins. They're getting the blunt of the hate. But when you get a review like this from this John, it makes it all worth it. It makes the hate go away, and it's gotta make the hair you gotta make your pubic hair right above your vagina just stand up a bit and go, look at that. I really have fans that care about the content I'm putting out. The tons and tons of videos. And it's just, that's just me. That's just me. That's how easy I am. All right. Like, if anyone gives me a review like this, it doesn't even have to be this extravagant. If you just go, hey, love verbal graffiti, and you leave that as a comment, you get free access to any stand-up comedy show that I'm performing at. Like, I don't care where it is. You get in for free, and the B-man, I'm buying you a drink, and we're doing a shot together. That's how easy I am. That's probably why I would never be a financially successful OF creator, and that's also why I'm not a successful stand-up comedian either. But man, when you get a review like this, like how do you gotta print that out and put it on your refrigerator, send it to your parents, send it to your grandparents, send it to your fellow OF creator friends who are in the business. This is like a review like that would give me a pep in my penis for the next month if I got a review like that. So I mean, you gotta be thrilled. Good. Like I don't subscribe to OnlyFans because I have a moral compass. But if I did, like Ali Maria 1990 would be one of the first I look at. I probably wouldn't subscribe to her, although I do love Mexican women and Latin women. It's well documented. Busty Latinas, I love them. But in 1990, that makes you 34, 35. You're a decade too old for the B-man. But hey, bad timing. B-man, I always got bad timing. That's one of my fatal flaws. There's one more aspect of this review that we need to delve into. And it was the term Ali Maria 1990 does wild squirting. And when I read that, I instantly started vacillating between a squirt and a wild squirt. And what is the line of delineation between the two? Because as soon as I read a wild squirt, I started having visions of liquid in my mind, of fire hydrants, garden hoses, super soakers. And before I could let my mind, stray too far into the ocean, into the bodies of water, squirt being one of them, it became, the answer is obvious. It might not be obvious to you, but it's obvious to the B-man, so let me impart this knowledge on you. Really, the only thing, the amount of liquid, the force, how far it's going, how many different directions it's going, the squirt that is, does not matter. It is not part of the equation of what a difference between a squirt and a wild squirt. It's the viewer, the John, the babe's reaction to viewing the squirt that determines whether it's a squirt or a wild squirt. And it's similar to a horror movie, right? Like if you see a squirt and it makes you, let's say, whoa, like it makes your head goes back, you see a squirt, you go, whoa, and your head goes back, that's a wild squirt. If you don't make any head movement backwards, that's a squirt. Wild squirt. It's similar to a horror movie. Anything that makes you, go back in your seat, like, oh, that's scary. Same thing with a squirt. When you get the reaction from the viewer to that viewer, it's a wild squirt. And that's the only difference. So just a tip to you, Ali Maria 1990 or any OF creator who's trying to delve into the squirt game, don't tell us viewers, us Johns, that you're going to squirt right before you squirt. Make it a surprise. So we get the whoa. And then that regular squirt will morph into a wild squirt. You're welcome. And I love this subreddit altogether. I'm so gumdrop that there's a subreddit for OF reviews so that all us Johns and babes that goon to these scarlets can go somewhere and find creators to possibly subscribe to or not subscribe to, depending on the review. All right, with that out of the way, let's continue reading. Sorry. To Ali Maria 1990, we wish you nothing but continued success on that OF platform. All right, let's continue reading A Salesman's Wife by John Lawrence. We'll read 2 pages together aloud, as we always do. And are we on? You know what? We're on the last 3 pages of this book. So we are going to finish reading A Salesman's Wife by John Lawrence. We are top of page 181. We will read the rest of this book together aloud. The young salesman's body glistened in the moonlight. Every muscle moved with precision, and his balls slapped wetly against the flesh of her anal crack as he fucked her with total abandon. Pamela's body was thrilled to wave upon wave, undulating ecstasy, and she moaned in utter delight, responding perfectly to every lunging stroke. She gazed happily into his deep brown eyes, enthralled to have his muscular, powerful body slamming into her with the control of an Olympic athlete or a young god. A broad smile broke out of her face as the little sparkles of pleasure radiated all over her body. She wanted to fuck him forever. It was so wonderful. Her legs were shaking with excitement, clamped around Alan's back, and she twisted and moaned like a playful, erotic animal. Sensing her enthusiastic responses, Alan became as powerful as a bull. "Oh God," he cried out, "my cock feels so big in you. Christ! Fuck me. Oh, fuck me with your prick," she screamed as her vaginal walls clasped and sucked at the thundering cock, pulling at it with a vacuum-like suction, eager and hungry to devour every inch of his bloated tool. They screwed in perfect unison, moans and screams of rapture piercing in the air. Pamela clutched wildly at the bulging muscles, and when she closed her eyes, saw little pinwheels of exploding color flash between her eyes. Life was full of promise now. The world had opened up for both of them, and she could scarcely contain her happiness. As their passion mounted galvanically, bursts of hot, tingling sensations rushed to every part of her body. She felt warm and light as air and love as never before. Alan's loins began to vibrate with seething lust, and his blood raced hotly through his body. Each sinewy muscle undulated with growing tide of passion. His lewdly dancing balls throbbed, became swollen in fury as thick, milky semen gathered in them for the moment of release. He increased his tempo, his body racked with gusts of exultation. "Oh, babe!" he cried, gazing deeply into the dazzling pools of his wife's glittering blue eyes. "I'm coming up!" He stiffened his body momentarily, seized with a thundering ecstasy, as a boiling gizm flowed with aching excitement through his long, thick cock, burst like an explosion of fire through the parted lips of his cockhead, and gushed into her hungrily quaking pussy. Pamela was seized by the billowing ecstasy that rose like a flock of wild doves in flight toward the sky. Her moist, hot, vaginal walls shuddered madly, drinking in the thick essence and streaming forth their own gushing juices in total, electrifying release. "Ah!" she screamed, scarcely believing the superlative happiness that consumed her. "Ah! Ah!" Alan's powerfully driving cock shook with force of an earthquake as he discharged his scalding cum into her great rolling waves. He threw his head back and emitted a long, roaring cry of delight, like a warrior chieftain groaning in triumph. Pamela mewed with utter rapture as his boiling male cum spread warmly into her loins, mingling with her own sweet fluid that flowed from her cuntal flesh with radiant welcome. Their climax went on and on, sealing their newly awakened relationship with joy and hope. The end. Go suck a fat one.